Now, India's Chief of Defence Staff, General Anil Chauhan, has rejected the claim that 6 Indian fighter jets were downed by Pakistan. In an interview with Bloomberg TV on the sidelines of the Shangri-La Dialogue in Singapore, the remarks come as the most direct remarks coming from the Indian Armed Forces after almost about 4 weeks of Operation Sindoor. Listen in.
So, what I can say is, on 7th and the initial stages, there were losses, but the numbers, and that's not important. What was important is why did these losses occur and what did we do after that. So we rectified tactics and then went back on 7th, 8th and 10th in large numbers to hit air bases deep inside Pakistan. Penetrated all their air defenses with impunity, carried out precision strikes.
And India's top military general also said that air defences were able to penetrate 300 kilometres deep inside the Pakistani territory. He added, and I quote, "India has drawn a new red line to tolerance against terror. We've been subjected to proxy war for 2 decades.
You're aware that we were able to penetrate the air defences as long as 300 kilometres with point accuracy and target airfields and infrastructure deep inside Pakistan.
The Chief of the Defence Staff also made it clear that the conflict never came close to a nuclear war. He underscored that the channels of communication with Pakistan were always open to control the situation. And this flies in the face of the American President Donald Trump's repeated assertions that it was he, the American President, who awarded a potential nuclear disaster by mediating a ceasefire between India and Pakistan. Now, during a press briefing on Operation Sindoor, the DGAO Air Marshal A.K. Bharti was asked about Pakistan's claims of the loss of Indian fighter jets. In response to the question, he too had categorically said that India achieved all of its objectives in striking the terror camps and all Indian pilots returned home safely.
You know, we are in a combat scenario and losses are a part of combat. The question that you must ask us, okay, and indeed that we must ask ourselves, you inclusive, is have we achieved our objectives? Have we achieved our objective of decimating that terrorist camp? And the answer is a thumping yes. And the results are for the whole world to see. As for the details, what could have been, how many numbers, which platform did we lose? You know, at this time, I would not like to comment on that because we are still in a combat situation. And if I comment on anything, it will only be advantage adversary. So we don't want to give him any advantage at this stage. All I can say is that we have achieved our objectives that we selected and all our pilots are back home.
All right, now joining us on this broadcast, we've got our Assistant Editor for Foreign Affairs, Siddhant Sabula, who's joining us over the phone line. Siddhant, tell us more.
Well, essentially, we have seen the comments of the Indian CDS and, of course, given to Western outlets. Essentially, the focus remains as to how India sees terrorism from Pakistan as a big threat. And the Indian CDS at his address at Shangri-La Dialogue also mentioned about it. When it comes to the question on what the Pakistanis have been claiming, the 6th loss, this is dismissed by the CDS. And this is happening for the first time that the dismissal is coming by the top military personnel of India. Of course, Pakistani propaganda machinery is working 24/7 in many ways to discredit things without, of course, bothering to give information as to how Pakistan suffered losses, including, of course, on their air bases as well. But this is an ongoing debate. The big message from Indian side is that there is a new normal. If there is a terror attack in India, India will see it as an act of war.
Absolutely, indeed. Thank you very much, Siddhant Sabula, for joining us with all those details there.
关注点赞也行。